I'd like to call the City Council regular meeting of Monday, January 12th, 2026 to order at 6:30. Roll call, please.
Alderman Anderson.
Here.
Alderman Cameron.
Here.
Alderman Dolick.
Here.
Alderman Morgan Adams.
Here.
Alderman Dash is absent by prior notification.
Yes.
Please stand for the pledge. Okay, approval of minutes. Need a motion to approve the minutes of December 22nd, 2025, City Council special meeting minutes.
So move.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions, changes, or comments? Roll call, please.
Alderman Morgan Adams.
Aye.
Alderman Dolick.
Aye.
Alderman Cameron.
Aye.
Alderman Anderson.
Motion passes. Item 4, we have no presentations. Item 5, no appointments, confirmations, or proclamations. Item 6, public comment on agenda matter. Do we have any?
No, we do not, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay. Item 7 is the consent agenda. We do not have a consent agenda tonight. So we're on to item 8, old business.
Item A, we have R2558, staff memo and resolution approving the final plat for Resniski subdivision at 100 West Camp McDonald Road.
Okay, we need a motion to approve.
So moved, Anderson.
Second, Cameron.
We have a motion and a second. Dan, you want to just fill us in on that a little bit?
Yeah, back in September, Mr. Wierzinski submitted for a plat of subdivision to subdivide a lot on 100 Camp McDonald, West Camp McDonald. Lot's a little over an acre, and he wanted to subdivide it into 2 buildable lots. There is a house on one of the lots already on the property. The new lot would access off of the Pine Street cul-de-sac and have a Pine Street address similar to 5 Pine. That was done a number of years ago. So there was some concern because of putting 2 lots in between 2 larger single-family lots, and how would that impact the neighborhood? After consultation and discussions with Mr. Wierzinski, he's agreed to put in covenants at the sale and construction to put some natural barriers or fencing to separate, to give it the look so it doesn't appear like you've got 2 houses squeezed between 2 single-family houses. He did send a notice to that. He agreed to those conditions, and he's out of the state. He's in Utah currently, and that's why he couldn't be here this evening. Mr. Wierzinski is a longtime resident and has done a number of projects in town. And I will have Lloyd, for you, I'll have a clean cover memo. There was a typo at the recommendation, so I'll get that to you tomorrow. Other than that, that's what we have.
Okay. I was the one that held that up when it came out, and I met with him, and he explained some things that are happening, that the house in front is probably going to stay and be added on to, and with that, that's going to do a lot of the screening by itself too. But he agreed to put up some natural screening so that we don't have a situation where you're driving by and, you know, it's dense with homes there. So I'm good with that. So unless anybody has any questions, we have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Before I do that, I actually do have a quick question. How many homes do we have, or lots, that are subdivided like that where?
At the same meeting, he had purchased the lot right next door at 10 North Elmhurst Road, right next to the Dean property, and he subdivided that at the same meeting, so that would be into 2 lots. We've had a couple of others, but there's not a lot of vacant or large 1 acre minimum lots in town that have the ability to access 2 streets, and that's the or to have the frontage for 2 access points.
Gotcha. All right,
So-
thank you. Mhm. Okay.
Yeah, there's still some, but every year it goes down. And my fear is that as time goes on, people are going to try and get more creative with that.
Right.
You're like, oh, this is a corner side lot, and I'm gonna buy, my neighbor's got 30,000 square feet. I'm gonna buy 10 from him and re-subdivide that, put it onto this one. Now I can get 2.
Oh,
I just don't want to play that.
Mayor, were you on listening in on a phone call I had this morning?
Yeah, I have no interest in that.
Yep.
My newsletter article is going to talk about that slightly, about keeping the large lots, the character that we have now, without trying to
Right.
change that.
Okay. Thank you.
So we have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Alderman Dolick.
Aye.
Alderman Morgan Adams.
Aye.
Alderman Anderson.
Aye.
Alderman Cameron.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. Item 9, new business.
We have R2601, staff memo and resolution approving a 12-month consulting services agreement between the City of Prospect Heights and SAQ Consulting, Inc. for lobbying and consulting services for a monthly fee of $3,500.
So to talk about it, we need to get a motion and a second.
So moved, Morgan Adams.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Peter, would you like to cover it?
Sure, thank you, Mr. Mayor. As most everybody knows, because I talk about it ad nauseum, is that the city of Prospect Heights is a non-home rule community. We're kind of like an island in the middle of the northwest suburbs. So we have different needs and wants than what our neighbors have or what they need and they want. We do have groups that we belong to, IML, the Illinois Municipal League, and the Northwest Municipal Conference, who does have lobbyists, and they do lobbying efforts down in Springfield, and they put forth a legislative agenda every year. The thing, though, is with everyone else in these organizations being home rule, their needs and our needs really don't mesh. And we're kind of, like I said, that island in the sea of home rule. So I have had experience in the past with lobbyist firms and consultants, and I found that actually the use of lobbying, even though it has a negative connotation, all it really is just the opening of doors and getting the needs and the wants of the city in front of the decision makers down in Springfield. We have 4 wonderful elected officials, representatives and state senators who help us out whenever they can, and they do a great job. I can't say enough about Senators Walker, Senator Morrison, Representatives Mary Beth Canty and Tracy Katz-Moll. But there are only 4 votes down in Springfield. And if we're looking to pass legislation, which is what we're looking to do, that would help out us as a city, as a non-home rule community, we're going to need a lot more than 4 votes. What a lobbyist is able to do, they're able to target the commissions down in Springfield that actually put forth legislation that would actually benefit us. So we were introduced to Stephen Quigley, I'm sorry, and we spoke with him, let him know exactly what we're looking for as far as consulting and lobbying, and we're going to put forth before the council a 1-month consulting services agreement that would include lobbying for $3,500 a month. Stephen couldn't be here right now because he's working in Springfield doing what he does. So we're really excited about this. We've got a lot of interesting things that we're trying to put forth in Springfield that will need legislative changes, and this is a definite need for the city to get those changes through.
Any questions?
No.
I have a question. So, is there any other cities in the local area that he helps out with?
Do you have the?
I don't,
Just a ball.
I don't have a complete list, so just so a little bit of background, Steve Quigley is also the president of the Valley View School District, so he's an elected official in Will County, but he has a number of other clients. I know I've been to a number of events with him. Can't give you a list off the top of my head, but he has clients in Cook, DuPage, Will, Sagamon. He's kind of all over. I think he's a little bit more northern Illinois, north half, but he's from Will County. I think he resides in Bolingbrook. So he's got a number of clients, both municipalities, school districts, and other taxing bodies that he represents as well. So it's not, the city is not his first client. He's got a number of other ones, but I know that he is somewhat selective about who he works with too, because he wants to make sure he can help out who he works with. Because I work with him at Valley View School District and other clients as well.
Okay, he's been very successful with when getting down to Springfield and
As
and
far
helping
as,
out.
yeah, as far as my understanding is, and like I said, I've been, the people he knows and the contacts he has have been very helpful for other clients. Springfield's a hard area to kind of break into. He actually has an apartment down there that he's down there, spends about half of his time down there, so I think it's time well spent with the people he meets with and the things he does down there.
Okay.
The other thing too, I'd just like to add is that, there's a lot of things that just pop up down in Springfield. Something just popped up about the hotel tax. Somebody's trying to, don't know where it came from, but we love it. And
Yep.
we're going to talk to our reps and senators to have them hopefully co-sponsor this. It's not everything we wanted, but it's a move in the right direction. And you really need somebody who's doing this full time. It's one thing, I sit there at night because I'm like that. I like to look up these bills and find things. But it'd be nice to have somebody down there that will see something we don't even see and say, we might be able to tweak this a little bit and it might be beneficial to you. And then we can meet with our state reps and state senators and try and do some things. Because if we don't do that, we can't change anything. That we need somebody, an expert that can, make those introductions and be down there watching for things that we might want. And every other town around us has them. Some of them
It's a
hire
great
extra
idea.
ones for special cases. This is going to be a general appointment, not just a specific thing we're looking to do on one bill. So
Okay.
we'll see how it goes. We'll give it a year and we'll evaluate it again.
Well, if he comes around, he should stop by.
Huh?
Y'all can meet him.
Yeah, we'll have him here at a meeting. Okay, so we have a first and a second on the motion. Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Alderman Cameron.
Aye.
Alderman Anderson.
Aye.
Alderman Morgan Adams.
Aye.
Alderman Dolick.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item B.
R 2602, staff memo and resolution authorizing a construction charge order with Berger Excavators, Inc. for additional winter pavement and concrete work, asbestos concrete removal, stormwater structure changes, and pond outlet riprap for Willow Trails flood control project in the amount of $192,335.97.
Okay, to discuss it, we need a motion to approve.
So moved, Anderson.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Mark, would you like to, Mark or Peter, whoever?
Sure, absolutely. Of course, we're talking about the Willow Trails Floodwater Control Project. We started this project in the fall, breaking ground. We knew we had some possible risks of falling into some more expense due to the timing, and that's, we knew it going into it. This change order is for $192,000. We were put behind a little bit with this. In the memo, it talks about the asbestos pipe that was found that we had to remove, and we had to have a special contractor come on and do that. That pushed us behind. Illinois American Water had a few locations of water mains to move so we could get our gravity pipe in place. And while they were doing that, they unexpectedly found a couple water mains that weren't on their maps that were installed back when it was Citizens Utilities. So they came across a couple unexpected obstacles, so it kind of pushed us back. Cold patching of the pavement throughout the plaza was required to restore them back to a workable surface for the winter. That was $83,000 of it. The asbestos pipe was about $65,000. The utility conflicts, we had some additional costs with another stormwater structure or two of about $16,000. And then not on the original contract, and I don't know how it was missed originally, but the riprap that needed to be put into the pond of $28,000. So that adds up this change order. I've gone over it really well with our engineers and out in the field. We're still below our projected cost on the project, which is the bonus. So we've had a few other things that have gone our way. So we're still in the 3.2 category on this job. So that's it. That's any questions on that?
Yeah, I have a question. So.
Sure.
I know that it got delayed, and it's understandable what happened, but my question is, has Berger already done the winter pavement and concrete work, or are they going to going to be doing it?
Yes, they've done most of the winter pavement work. Dan, could you scoot back just a little bit? Sorry. When we do road construction and piping, once everything's torn up and the pipes are put back in, the gravel, everything gets compacted, you put that new asphalt on top.
Okay,
Once you get into winter season, the asphalt factories close, and what we use is cold patch, similar to what we use to fill a pothole.
got it.
It's a more of a petroleum-based material. It goes on cold. You steamroll it down, but it's still not a very good quality surface. It's temporary.
Okay.
So throughout the parking lot between Mr. Kim's hot dog, or not Mr. Kim, but the dog walk and where the bank is, that whole area that we tore up, we use this more expensive patch material because the hot patch that typically you put down during the spring, summer, and fall is not available after Thanksgiving usually. So we knew we were cutting it close on whether we were going to do it or not, and we lost the bet on that. So there's more sections of roadway that we did not patch. Plaza Drive, where we had to do a big undercut, we didn't put that cold patch material on there. It's currently gravel.
Okay.
We're keeping it maintained with our guys and Berger, so we don't end up with potholes. Every week we go out there and manicure it. So folks are driving on gravel in certain areas, but those are city streets. For the plaza itself, where they have pedestrians and customers, we couldn't leave them with a gravel parking lot. We're already in their space so much. So, so as soon as the weather breaks, the plants reopen, our contractor will come out there, tear all that out, and then officially pave it, permanent, and then restripe what needs to be restriped. So we're hoping that somewhere around the end of March, the plants will reopen. So right around that first part of the year, the concrete work should already be done. The paving comes in and the whole area will look wonderful again. That's the goal.
Got it.
So,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
And as Mark mentioned, this is a $3.2 million project that we were fortunate enough to work with Representative Congresswoman Jan Schakowsky, who awarded the city a community projects funding grant of $2.4 million. That is 75%. It's a 75% match. So the city is responsible for 25%, which would be $800,000, which is what we budgeted for this project. And I think even with the change order 192, I think we're right around 790,000 is going to be the city's share. So we're still underneath, as Mark mentioned, what we budgeted for this project.
Mark, is the project far enough along that there's no real anticipated additional changes?
If you put a shovel in the ground, you anticipate changes. Fingers
Now,
Fingers
we
crossed.
typically put a 10%
contingency.
Do we put that on the whole amount, or do we just put that on our?
We put on the whole amount.
Okay.
And this
So we
change
still have another 100 and-
this change order is about 7.5% of it.
Yeah.
So we're still have a little bit of flexibility.
Okay.
I'm very confident that we're in really good shape with what we've done. And now we're kind of at the last tail end of just doing the cleanup. All the unforeseen stuff should be well behind us.
Okay. Okay. I mean, my fear is the contractor says, oh, you're going to have to pay for winter conditions, otherwise you're going to pay us because of contract date extension. I mean, I've been there, I know how they work.
I'm comfortable on this.
Okay. All right.
Go ahead.
Now, Plaza Drive, you know how we just had that redone? Is that going to be, the whole entire Plaza Drive going to be redone? Or is it just the Apple and Plaza that's going to be?
So along
Repaired.
Plaza Drive, we have about a 10-foot cut along probably 60% of the roadway there. That, when the spring happens, everything will be cleaned up and that will be repaved. So there'll be a patch. And after about a year or two, you won't notice it was a patch because it'll all look the same.
Okay.
So, but we're not repaving the whole street from end to end. We're just repaving what we tore up. So,
It'd be nice to have it all done. So it'll look all even, you know?
but unfortunately, after the new patch is done, there will be a visual difference for a little while, but then it will blend.
Yeah, it'll blend.
Similar to the River Trails Condominium Association, where we did part of the parking lot in the back, or as we do on Apple Drive, and everywhere we do these patches, eventually they do blend in really well.
Okay.
So,
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome.
One more question. A side question. I noticed that there have been patches around the neighborhood done for holes, but now they're holes again. Can you remind us what the plan is?
Yes,
Help
so
out with that, please.
each year, a separate, that ends the River Trails part of it.
Correct.
But for road patching, each year we do hot patches around town where we can, when they're bad enough. Other than that, we do cold patching, which is the other compound, which our guys put on. It's called cold patch, but we put it on hot. We have a burner that heats it up to make it a more effective product for small locations. We have a list going forward for what we want to worry about for this next year for large patches. But again, we use the word patch on a city road. Most of our, 60% of our roads need more than a patch. They need to be resurfaced. That moves into the whole bond and referendum of really taking care of our roads and getting a whole fresh roadway in place versus just keep on throwing stuff in a hole. So,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on Resolution R2602. Roll call, please.
Alderman Anderson,
Aye.
Alderman Cameron,
Aye.
Alderman Dolick,
Aye.
Alderman Morgan Adams.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item 10, staff, elected officials, and commission reports. We'll start with staff on my left.
No report.
Anything?
No report, Mr. Mayor.
Dan?
Two things. Last month, Nomad's Mongolian Restaurant received a special use permit to open a restaurant at Mongolian Center. They had lease for the second floor. In the times from the approval till now, the first floor space became available, so they're able to move it downstairs. It does not affect the special use, and it will lessen the cost to do the kitchen work, the ventilation, and it will be a better visibility access for their customers being on the first floor.
Great.
Better use. So that was some good news that came up. Additionally, I want to just give a quick update. We've started the phase 2 process of the scanning of old records, and this is all the Old Town Sanitary District records that we inherited after the dissolvement of the Old Town Sanitary District. And that includes about 20 boxes of records and a couple hundred Mylar, large frame plastic subdivision prints of all the infrastructure. When they get scanned, we have to retain those Mylars, but the other stuff we can retain electronically. So that will be moved eventually into the larger storeroom and making some room where it's currently at right now. So Jordan did a great job over his 2 weeks and was able to get that boxed up and ready to move on. So, thank you.
Dan, does that mean that everything else, all the other permits and other documents are in already? You just have Old Town?
90% of the building permit documents are done, okay? And they've already been uploaded to Laserfish, and we use them daily. We are at it. An example is with the chicken keeping licensing, we had a number of people that had existing structures, old sheds and things like that. And we were actually able to save them some money because there were permits and we were able to identify them quickly by doing a scan on the computer versus spending a half a day going through boxes. So it's been effective. We've also found out when things were done and permits weren't done. So we had that discussion with folks, but we've been using it every day. Every permit going in now is going directly into the Laserfiche format, not into the network system, so we're advancing there.
Can we change our procedure to require electronic documents?
We're looking at a couple different systems for that. The hard part with is the upfront cost for those systems and then the integration of that. Our current network is not capable of taking the electronic version, because then we'd have to get it all PDFs and then convert it manually ourselves. Plus, there's some delay issues that Jacob is working on right now. But I was looking at it last year, and it would have, based on the roughly 700 permits we do a year, it would have added about $150 cost per permit for the initial analysis, and we're in the upper half of the permit range of our surrounding communities now. So we still look at it, and eventually we'll get there.
But we're in the bottom 10% as far as our tax levy for the city.
I understand.
So, all
I
right,
understand.
okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Mark?
No, sir, nothing at this time.
Mayor, no report. Thanks.
Chief?
Thank you, Mayor. Just want to congratulate Officer of the Year for 2025, Corporal Barrett Lair was announced today. We will highlight his achievements during the upcoming award ceremony in February. And lastly, we completed our entry-level police officer recruitment testing over the past 2 days. This weekend, the Board of Fire and Police Commissioners interviewed approximately 25 people, out of which 8 successfully passed all testing. We will now begin our background investigations and hope to have 3 applicants for the March Academy, at which point we'll be back to full staff once they complete the academy and field training program.
Okay. So you'll immediately be going to the top 3 right from the, you're not waiting. If you have 3, and we need 3, you're depleting the list right then and
So
there?
out of the 8, we'll immediately start backgrounds in the top 6. We've seen in the past where, for some reason or another, people don't pass their background, so we'll immediately launch all 6, and then 3 that pass the background will be sent to a polygraph, psychological, and a medical evaluation.
But in the past, if you only needed 1, it's like the draft, like the NFL draft, right? You take the first round pick, but then the next time you need somebody, you might get the 9th round pick.
Correct.
Now you're getting 1, 2, and 3.
Yes.
So that's good. Okay. All right. Anything else?
That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Elected?
No report.
Pat? Wendy?
No report.
No report.
No.
Anybody? No?
No report, but Happy New Year, everyone.
Yes, Happy New
Congratulations, you
Year.
made it.
Everybody, yes.
Welcome to
Absolutely.
2026.
Okay, I have no report either. So we'll go to item 11, approval of warrants.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor.
Expenditures and wires.
For the expenditures, the amount total was $821,424.28. We had a wire payment, payroll on December 22nd of 2025 in the amount of $192,284.09. There was also a manual check in the amount of $1,000. It was a refund for builder's bond 25-20 to Renee Erickson. And so that brings the total warrant to $1,014,708.37 for council's approval tonight.
Need a motion to approve?
So moved, Anderson.
Second, Cameron.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any questions, comments? Roll call, please.
Alderman Morgan Adams.
Aye.
Alderman Dolick.
Aye.
Alderman Cameron.
Aye.
Alderman Anderson.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item 12, public comments on non-agenda matters, 5-minute time limit.
Yes, we have 2 individuals, Mayor, starting with Arlene Herrera, please.
Yeah, if anybody wants to fill out a slip, you
Oh,
can
sure.
still do that.
Correction, my name is Eileen Herrera. Well, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow residents of Prospect Heights, community leaders and friends, thank you for being here today. I stand before you not just as a resident, but as someone who has poured my heart and soul into building a stronger, safer, and safer community for all of us. Today, I want to talk about the real work that's been being done in Prospect Heights. The work that's happening because of dedicated volunteers like those in our group in this room, and contrast it with the glaring infection of those who are elected to serve us. Let me start by acknowledging the incredible resources and support our group has provided to this community over the last few months. We've organized food drives that have had hundreds of families during tough times, hosted free coat drives to provide families warmth during these cold times. We have provided flyers to help immigrants navigate their rights and pathways to citizenship, and coordinated community whistles campaign with Know Your Rights pamphlets. We stepped up because we believe in Prospect Heights, and we've seen the direct impact. Stronger families, safer neighborhoods, and a sense of unity that money can't buy. But now, let's talk about those who were actually elected and paid to do this work. Our village board members were voted into office to protect the community, enforce local laws, support vulnerable residents, and ensure that Prospect Heights remains a welcoming place for everybody. They promised to address public safety, improve infrastructure, and stand up for immigrant rights under state laws like the Illinois Trust Act. Yet, what have they done? Absolutely nothing. Zero action on preventing unlawful detentions, no initiatives to train our police on immigrant protections, and no real support for the resources we beg for. They've sat idle by while families live in fear, while our streets need support and community needs to, and the wild community needs go unmet. They failed to live up their very responsibilities they were entrusted with. And here's the kicker. These board members get paid for every meeting they attend. They're public servants compensated with their tax dollars for simply showing up and discussing issues they rarely resolve. Meanwhile, volunteers like us, we don't get a dime. We juggle full-time jobs, families, and late nights organizing events, all without a paycheck or recognition from the village. We've done the heavy lifting because someone had to, but it's time to call out this imbalance. Why are we doing their job for free while they collect fees for the action? This isn't just about resources, it's personal. Let me share my own story. One that highlights the failures of our local leadership and law enforcement. In December 2025, just last month, I was at the Paul Walkie Plaza when an ICE agent physically attacked me, yanking me out of my vehicle and slapping me to the ground with the help of 3 to 5 other agents. I was injured, bruised, shaken, and in pain. And where were the Prospect Heights police? They stood right there, watching, doing nothing to intervene. In fact, their presence may have assisted in what turned out to be an illegal arrest, potentially violating the Illinois Trust Act, which prohibits local police from cooperating with ICE in non-criminal immigration enforcement. I was dragged to an ICE detention center, where I was told that if I called a lawyer, I'd be locked up indefinitely. But if I stayed silent and waived my rights, they'd release me to a hospital for my injuries. That's the choice they gave me, silence or suffering. I chose the hospital. But the trauma lingers. This isn't just my story. It's a symptom of a system where our elected officials and police fail to protect us, allowing federal overreach to terrorize our community. We deserve better. Prospect Heights deserves leaders who act, not just attend meetings. It deserves police who uphold state laws and protect all residents, regardless of immigration status. And it deserves recognition for the volunteers who are already making a difference every day. I urge you, hold our village board accountable, demand transparency action, and real support for groups like ours. Vote with your voices, your feet, and the ballot box. Together we can build a Prospect Heights we all envision, a place of justice, opportunity, and true community. Thank you.
Thank you. Joanna?
Yes, the next person is Edith Enriquez, I'm sorry.
Members of the board, I'd like to start off by saying thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing us the time slot to speak. While I have something written down initially on my way here, I actually erased it all. As I was reflecting plenty on a very specific situation that I had to witness during one of my commutes on an early Monday morning. The morning of December 22nd, I witnessed ICE agents use excessive, aggressive, and violent force on a neighbor of mine. I'll repeat it again. A masked man used excessive, aggressive, and violent force on a resident of our community. And it wasn't just one man, it was plenty of them. When we are in a panic, we are inclined to call our police that is here to protect our community. I did see Prospect Heights Police Department arrive on the scene to help, but not to help us, the community members that are in panic and that are witnessing ICE agents injure our neighbor. Contrary to that, I was actually given confirmation specifically from 2 Prospect Heights officers that informed me of their happiness to assist with ICE operations in Prospect Heights. Not only was I able to get that confirmation, but I was able to document their exact words on my phone. This is the only instance that I have experienced and witnessed firsthand, but I did watch your crew violate the Illinois Trust Act, so please do better. And I'll conclude this with a message from the community members who also had to witness this harsh treatment. The trust that they once had in you has been broken. The trust needs to be restored. You are not protecting them and keeping them safe like you are expected to do. So please do better. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have 2 more. Jen, please.
So board members, my name is Jennifer Abonce Alcantar. I'm here to share the very real impact that recent immigration enforcement activity has had on our community, specifically in Prospect Heights. This activity has just not affected individuals. It has created fear, instability, and a breakdown of trust that harms the safety and well-being of everyone who lives here. Families are afraid. Parents are afraid to go to work, children are afraid to go to school, and neighbors are afraid to leave their homes. The emotional toll has been immense, and the burden of filling the gaps left behind has fallen not on the city, but on the community themselves. Some of the people that you see in this room, and some of the people that are watching live. Neighbors are stepping up to provide rides to work, to school, to help families buy groceries, to check in on elders, to make sure children are cared for when parents are suddenly taken away. While this solidarity is inspiring, it should not be necessary. What has been especially disheartening is the erosion of trust in our local institutions. On December 22nd, community members witnessed police officers laughing during an enforcement situation of a U.S. citizen who is a resident of Prospect Heights. For a community already traumatized, this moment sent a painful message. Police officers are meant to serve and protect, not dismiss or mock the fear of residents they are sworn to safeguard. Now, the consequences of this fear are dangerous. Let me tell you about a situation that happened as a result. One family in our community was so afraid of police presence that they hesitated to call 911 when their child was having a seizure. No parent should have to choose between their child's life and their fear of law enforcement. That is not safety, that is failure. So we are asking the board to acknowledge this harm, to hold institutions accountable, and to take concrete steps to rebuild trust. To start, a possible solution is we request that a resources page is included on the city's website of immigration resources like other cities nearby, like Wheeling, Des Plaines, and release a statement on immigration enforcement activity here. Our community is doing its part. Now we need our city to do the same. Thank you.
Thank you.
Brad Doty, please.
Hi, Mr. Mayor, Council. I'm Brad Doty. I'd like to thank you guys for giving us time to talk about this. As a white person, I generally respect policemen. I expect them to follow the law and the Constitution, and as far as I've ever seen, they always do. I have a good deal of respect for policemen. I understand that minorities don't necessarily have the same experience to respect the policemen. However, these DHS, I will just go ahead and use the word thugs, these masked agents who purport to be from DHS, don't have badges, don't have any identification on them. This gentleman over here, he's identified. I know he's a policeman. I know that I will respect him and he will respect me. These guys that Trump and Kristi Noem and Bovino have sent in are unmasked. Are masked. They're unidentified. We don't know who the heck they are. People are probably getting kidnapped and raped right now by people pretending to be DHS agents. That's the America we live in right now. The police, you expect them to follow the Constitution, the laws, to not go after somebody without a judicial warrant or without probable cause. You expect them to give due process. And normally, I believe they do. I believe that most police people do the right job there. These DHS agents don't do that. They came to Eileen, forced her car door open. You've seen it online. There's one case where a man in a suit is sitting there and they break his window. Guess who has to pay for his window? That man. DHS isn't going to do it unless they successfully get a federal lawsuit down the line. But you're just left there with a broken car lock, broken window, while they have broken the Fourth Amendment. You have the right in your car to not have to get out unless you've been drinking or driving erratically or you're a danger. Eileen was sitting in a parking lot and they came up to her, they forced her door open, drug her out, 3 or 4 big masked goons, beat her up, pushed her to the ground, zip-tied her and took her down Broadview for a few hours. She had to go to the hospital. This is the America we're living in. And you guys can't sit behind the excuse, oh, we're just a city, we can't do anything. You've got to find things you can do. Arlington Heights did. Other cities and villages are doing that. The thing is that they don't respect the Fourth Amendment rights. And now I understand in Minnesota that they're taking battering rams and busting people's doors open. U.S. citizens, you're not safe in your own home now against DHS. Please, for the love of God, allow the policeman, instruct the policeman to help us. On the video with Eileen, I saw a Prospect Heights policeman. Was he assisting against an assault and battery by 3 or 4 masked men against one small woman? No. He was blocking people from helping her. He was actively assisting, aiding and abetting against the Illinois Trust Act, the bad guys from DHS to beat her up and do whatever they wanted to with her. Is that right? No, that's not right. You can do better than that, Prospect Heights. I believe you can do better than that. You can tell them not to rough these people up. You can tell them not to break car doors open. You can tell them not to break house doors open. There's got to be things you can do because this is America. If you don't start doing it, in a few years, we'll all be subject to that. Now, my 10th great-grandfather came over on the Mayflower, and I have blue eyes. So I'm probably towards the bottom of the list. But one day, everybody with a funny name or brown skin is going to be picked up. And then they're going to pick up people with dark hair. This is not about immigration. This is an attack on our cities and on our state. They have 2,000 or 3,000 out there attacking and kidnapping people night and day in Minnesota now. This is illegal. This is against the Constitution. And you guys cannot say, oh, there's nothing we can do. Or one of these days, they're going to be coming after you. The other thing I had to say was the difference between Eileen and Renee Good in Minnesota. Eileen let them pull her car door open and drag her out. She probably had to pay for the car door herself, I imagine, if they broke anything. Renee Good did what I would have done. A white person feeling privileged, thinking, oh, well, these guys aren't cops. They have no right. They have no right to come after me. I'm just sitting here and I'm trying to drive away. She tried to drive away. Well, guess what the thugs did? They shot her dead. That's what DHS does. And you guys need to find a way to allow the policemen to do their jobs and protect the Prospect Heights citizens, not these masked thugs. They're hell-bent on tyranny and breaking down the Constitution. Thank you.
Thank you. Item 13, we are going to have, oh, you want to make a comment?
No,
I thought you were
I was looking to see if there was anybody else.
Anybody else? No? Item 13, executive session. We're going to go into executive session, short one for section 2C1. And we will be back in probably 10 minutes or less. So with that, I look for a motion to go out for exemption 2C1.
So moved, Anderson.
Second, Cameron.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We will be right back. So we are back in regular session at 7:50. Number 14, action on executive session items if required. There is none required. So I look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved, Anderson.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, say nay. We're adjourned.